and welcome back to the channel, and we are finally back in Pro after a season of struggles in Master, and let's get racing finally. And let's start with having a look at the car level in our new group, Pro 18. It's sorted on a car level, and we currently have the 19th car before race 1 of the season out of 40. It's pretty much a midfield car that definitely needs some work and can be improved quite a lot. And if we take a look at that car, we can see that we have some God maps because we haven't been here for a whole season. We have basically 100 points and basically nothing from testing at this point. That is something that needs to be fixed very urgently, but will be for a later time and date. And besides fixing the car level, the most important thing to do in the early part of the season is to fix the driver contract, as he currently has only 2 races left, and we would like to do a double extension in 2 races time. So let's start with extending the contract with 17 races, and of course that will gather some motivation that we would like to lose in ideally 2 races time, so we can extend the contract again. Yes, so contract has been extended. He has now got 50 motivation, which we need to lose again in 2 races time to do another contract extension. And for driver training, we are going for fitness training because we would like to get more stamina, and the benefit of it is that we lose a little bit of motivation as well, so that can be very helpful. So in the first 2 races we will be mainly focused on losing motivation and getting some kind of bad result to be able to extend the contract yet again, as we need to do it once after race 2. And next, let's have a look at the possible tire suppliers that we can have this season in Pro. In Pro, we can go for the Avonn Tyre, the Yokohama, or the Dunlop as sensible options. The Continental and the Badyear are possible, but not really needed in my opinion. Yes, if we take a closer look at the Avonn, we can see that is the cheapest tire with the best wet performance, with some very nice durability. Then the Yokohama is a pretty much all-around tire that is slightly better in the rain, but is outclassed by the Avonn. And of course the Dunlop, the best dry tire out of the 3 options that there is. And let's have a look at sponsors. We don't have any sponsors coming in, but we still have a promotion sponsor from like 10 seasons ago that needs to be activated before relegating, and of course can be some nice cash, and this sponsor won't leave due to bad results, so let's activate it. And the sponsor has now been activated, and we have some nice income every race to counter some of the running costs that we have. And for the technical director for the first 2 races, I won't be having one because I don't think it is really needed, as we are basically focusing on losing motivation to do the contract extension. So we will be trying to get the technical director later in the season, but not for the first 2 races of the season. And finally the time has come to pick our tire supplier for the season, and here we have the selection of the tire suppliers. But first let's have a look at the qualifying results so far in our group, and we can see which tires have been picked, and most of them have a mix of Dunlop and some Yokohamas, and not very much any Avons, and a few Badyears, but those are most likely the faster guys anyway. As most of the guys have picked Dunlop, having something else like an Avonn could be really helpful to retain, and also if it is raining, or the durability is also very nice to play with, so we can do something when it's cold, and we should be able to do something hopefully. So let's sign the contract, and the contract has been signed, and hopefully it was a good choice and it won't be too painful. And it's time for race 1 of the season. We have managed to qualify in a 27th position, but we have lost a few positions at the start. But in the end it doesn't really matter, as we would like to lose some motivation for the driver, so we can extend the contract. Now on lap 28 we are climbing a few positions, because cars are doing the, I guess, 2-stop strategy, whilst we are doing a 1-stop strategy. Sadly we had a driver mistake costing a little bit of time, but it seems like we are still okay, and the pit stop is coming up shortly, and no, not yet. It seems we are going one lap longer, and here we are into the pits. Yes, lovely, into the pits we are, and back out on track in 32nd position, which becomes 30th. So yes, so basically this is everything, and let's go to the end of the race and see where we have managed to finish in race 1 of the season. And we finished in 26th position, and hopefully that is enough to lose motivation. And of course, also this season we are looking at the race analyze. So let's have a look. We qualified in 27th position with our car. Used zero risk this race, and we have lost 17 motivation with the driver. So it's a decent start to begin with. And of course, we had a driver mistake just before the pit stop. And the pit stop time isn't very good, but we don't have a technical director, so that is to be expected. And in the end, we finished in 26th position. Let's take a look at the driver after the first race of the season, and here we have him. He's currently at 136 overall, with one race left on his contract, and he already has a plus 17. He has currently still a little bit of motivation that we need to lose. Doing fitness training will help, and I have the overall space to do it. So currently we are at 135 overall after the training, so now we need to keep it at this after race 2. And the race 2 of the season qualified in 28th this time, and we gained a position at the start instead of losing one, and we are now in 27th, and of course we are still trying to lose some driver motivation and doing a one stop, and now on lap 32 or something like that, and we are now currently into a 13th position, but our tires are gone, and we are struggling to make it until the target lap, but we managed to do it, and we are pitting finally into a 22nd position, and coming out of the pits in 37th position with a driver mistake, which leaves us in 38th or 37th position. But we have done all of our stops, and we'll see what happens. Let's go to the end of the race, and we have finished in a 32nd position this time, and hopefully that is enough. And race 2 analyzed. Here we go. We have qualified in 28th position. Of course, we didn't use any risk because we wanted to lose the driver motivation, which we managed to do and lose it completely. Tires just lost it. Maybe it was a little bit too hot. I'm not quite sure what happened there, or it was just on the limit, but it worked out, and in the end we finished in the 32nd position. And with the results of race 1 and race 2, we have managed to get into the cup competition in 29th, but at least we got some extra money. I don't really know what's possible, so we'll see what happens. Today's video is sponsored by... Oh wait, I don't have any sponsors. Subscribe now. It's time to take a look at the technical director that I have managed to sign here in Pro. It's not that easy compared to Master. There's a lot more competition. It's a lot harder to find a good testing director with lots of experience if you don't want to pay for it. So we needed to compromise. We went for someone that knows how to do pit stops, apparently with 69, so nice. And he also has some other stats that can be helpful for the testing for not that much money overall. So I think I am quite happy with him. And now, after 2 races time, we have now a driver that has a contract of just 17 races, and we managed to lose enough motivation so that he's now at 134 or at 135 overall. So we can extend the contract with another 17 races. So we got a 17 plus 17 contract with this driver. So we have plenty of time to prepare him. So let's extend the contract, and the contract has been signed. So whilst we are here, we might as well do the driver training as well. Of course, we are after more stamina, so the fitness training for another +2 stamina. And now that the technical director and the driver is sorted, we can go testing. And let's go testing for the first time in more than a season. And we are here at Anderstorf. Currently we only have 7 testing points on the car. So we have basically nothing. And if we take a look at the calendar, the fourth race where the points will be active is Mexico City. And Mexico City is a power and handling track. So I guess power is the highest. So let's go for top speed. So now that we are ready to go testing, so let's select the hard tires, and yes, I'm not quite sure how many laps my tires will go, so let's go safe for 34 at the moment. Of course, 180 liters of fuel, and priority top speed, as we would like to get some power points that become active at Mexico. So let's drive this in. Everything should be fine. And yes, lovely, everything is fine. We done the first laps. We could have done a lot more laps, but it doesn't matter. So let's do the next 33 laps. We can take out some fuel, so might as well do it to get a slightly faster testing time, but I don't really care about the testing time, to be honest. Yes, lovely, we had enough fuel and tires can go quite a lot, and we are getting some nice points, and 33 laps left remaining, so let's simply drive those and test complete, and we have done all 100 laps. We got some nice testing points, and in 4 races time these will be on the car, and we should keep testing in the coming races. I'm not quite sure if it will be showing it all, but we'll see what happens. Race 3 of the season here at Jerez, qualified in 22nd position, but we lost 2 positions on the start, and it's a hard overtaking track, but we have selected some risk for today's race, just to see how the driver is doing, and if we can get any kind of result in the early stage of the season. And so far we are in some kind of clean air without any pressure from any cars behind, and we are in traffic waiting to get through. Luckily quite a lot of cars are smoking and breaking down, and we are slowly gaining a couple of positions, and some cars ahead of us are disappearing simply because they have a driver mistake. And now suddenly we are up to a 19th position with some clean air and about time for the first pit stop. And yes, here we are. Yes, here we are into the pits. Yes, lovely. And back out on track in 26th position, which becomes 25th, but back into some traffic, and we are doing 2-stop strategy. I think everyone else is doing a 2-stop as well. There are some that are doing a 1-stop, but not sure if that's better. So we have still some cars that are pitting, and we are still in some kind of traffic behind a couple of cars. But hopefully it will clear, and did I already thank you for hitting that subscribe button? And let's get yes, lovely, we gained a position because a car ahead had a driver mistake, and we are now up into a 15th position, and yes, even one more position. We have a simple overtake, lovely, and we are into some kind of traffic, but it's almost pit stop time, and our tires have been going off, and into the pits we go. Yes, lovely, and back on track in 15th position, which becomes 14th. Yes, and 13th, as we jumped the car that was still in front of us before we pitted. So lovely, you know, into a 13th position. Remember, we started 22nd this race, so 12th position might be doable as well. Anything else will be very lucky. And yes, lovely, we got the 12th position. He had a very big driver mistake, so lovely for us at least. And it looks like that we are going to be finishing this race in a 12th position. That would be a lovely result without going flat out. We still have some energy left, and we finished in a 12th position. And after that lovely race result, it's time to check out the race analyze, and we can see that we started in 22nd position. We did use some CT risk. The driver gained 2 stamina from testing. Still some energy left over. We had a pretty clean race. We hadn't any driver mistake, allowing us to clear some of the cars. We had a lovely pit stop, and in the end finished in the 12th position. And we made some money, and time to spend it. And of course, let's check out the cup competition. And that lovely result means that we are currently leading, and maybe we can finish it off in the next race already. So let's see what happens in the upcoming race. This time it's time for testing yet again, but this time the car is badly damaged, but not damaged too much, just below below 90. The engine is quite damaged, and the highest part is at 89. So we should be able to do 2 stints before the car is broken. And time for the next test session. This time we will go for hard tires, but only do 5 laps, as the aim is to get 1% damage. And then we'll do a longer stint. We'll go for hairpins, and let's take like 50 liters of fuel, as it doesn't really matter. And let's drive the lap and hope we get 1% damage. And yes, successful. We did get 1% damage. So now we need to do some little calculations to see how long the tires will last and max out the stint to get the most out of all of these worn out car parts. According to my maths, we should be able to do 50 laps, but let's not risk it, and let's do something between 45 and 50, so we have less than 50 left. So let's go for 48 and fill up the tank, and hopefully that should be enough, and we will make it, and then we have less than 50 laps left, and then we can finish the stint after we have done some qualifying and some car updates. So let's hit the track. And yes, lovely, the car lasted. I think that 50 laps would have been possible, but now the car is badly broken and we need to fix it first before we can continue the test session. I decided to get these updates, and sadly that would mean that I won't be finishing the test, as the car will still hit 90% damage after the race, and the weather has some slight possibilities of rain, so let's check it out. And if we check out the weather update, we can see that it starts dry and quite hot, with high humidity and pretty high rain chances. It might be raining quite a lot, and we can use our tires. So we are going for a wet setup and using some risk, and let's go for it. Race 4 of the season here at Bremgarten, qualified in 21st position, and we are starting on dry tires, whilst others are possibly starting on some wets as well. So mixed strategies here, and hopefully it will be raining quite short. Yes, lovely, it's raining already, and we are pitting immediately. Hopefully that's the correct decision. Or not, we will see what happens. Of course, I will be filling up the car with about 170 liters of fuel, and we won't be pitting until the end of the race, unless it gets dry, and it looks like it's the longest pit stop in history so far, 35 seconds, and we are back on track in 33rd position. But of course, some cars have waited a lap, so they need to pit. Yes, and we have a driver mistake, and we are currently up into a 24th position, and we are stuck behind some cars, it seems. Yes, I think if I have waited a lap, I think we should have had a pretty normal stop. It would still been a long stop, because we would have taken quite a lot of fuel. And yes, we are definitely stuck behind some cars, and we have a driver mistake. Lovely. So at least we have some clean air for the time being. We are currently 22nd. Yes, I don't think points are happening today, but at least we can try to get a decent result and maybe even win the cup battle already. Yes, lovely cars are pitting. I guess those have started on the wet tires possibly. So we are now up to a 13th position. Nice, with one car ahead of us and then a small gap, but we have no pressure from behind really. So there isn't that much danger of a driver mistake from the car behind. And yes, lovely, we got past. We are into a 12th position now. And yes, points are not on the table. Yes, at least we have decent space. P10 could be possible if we are a little bit lucky, but we have only a few laps left, and we are finished in that 12th position. Overall, pretty good race besides the pit stop. And let's take a look at the race analyze for race 12 of the season. We qualified 21st and pitted immediately when it got wet. 45 CT, still some energy left, so could have used even more. I wasn't quite sure about it. And of course, we had a massive long pit stop of 35 seconds, but we also tanked quite a lot of fuel, and yes, it could have saved maybe about 10 to 15 seconds somewhere in that range, and in the end we finished in 12th. Still a pretty decent result with a car that has basically no testing points on it. And with another 12th position we can take a look at the cup competition, and we can see that we have now won our battle and we are into round 2. So there is some extra cash, and we'll see what happens in the future. Let's start with taking a look at the season standings. After 4 races of the season, we are currently in 20th position. Yes, we only bothered to race twice, and we got 2 12th places. Yes, so haven't got any points yet, but we might need to get some in order to retain. But I don't think that should be an issue. Let's continue with the driver training subject. Yes, for driver training I will be going for fitness training for the rest of the season, and yes, so we would like to get the stamina. Sadly, that means that we won't be hitting 100% energy for most races, so we might need to reduce some risk in order to have the full energy available to push. So that might be an issue. And yes, fitness training done. We got 2 more stamina, and he has some less weight now. Lovely. And we have a weather update incoming for the upcoming race at Kyalami. It's dry but on the colder side. That could be interesting race-wise. The Avonns might like it. We might be able to do something with the durability as going longer on a stint and getting some clean air that way. Race 5 of the season here at Kyalami, qualified in 16th and lost a position at the start. This time we are doing a 2-stop with extra soft, but we are going a little bit longer than the normal 24 laps that most others will do. So hopefully we should get a couple of laps of free track when the others have pitted and we haven't. And hopefully that should be enough to jump a couple of cars. So far we are in a train with a couple of cars and we are basically at the back. No real pressure from behind. Some car has pitted, so lovely. And someone has a driver mistake, lovely. We have gained a few positions. Yes, lovely, pit stop are happening. That should be a 3-stop guy as well. So we are running in a 14th position before the pit stop. Try to remember that. Yes, lovely, cars are pitting and we are doing a couple more laps. So we are now up to a 6th position, so lovely. A 5th position, nice. And pit stop time. And let's see where we are on track. We are in 15th. Believe we were 14 before the pit stop, but there are still some cars ahead that are doing some kind of other strategy, so we can't really tell what is our position. But at least there are now some different cars closely in front of us, I believe. So I think it's working, so lovely. And up to a 30th position at the moment. Yes, definitely working. Points won't be on the table, I think. Yes, pit stop window is getting close. Cars ahead was possibly boosting. And yes, lovely, they have bad tires, so we should get past or at least not lose too much time. Yes, lovely, he's into the pits. Now we have some clean air to do a couple of laps before we do our last and second pit stop. And we were in like a 14th position, I believe, or something like that. Pit stop time and back out on track in 11th. Yes, lovely. We have jumped the cars that were ahead before the pit stop, so lovely. Strategy is certainly working. A couple of laps to go. Points won't be possible, but 11th would be the best finishing result of the season so far. Yes, yes, a couple more laps. We have a little bit of pressure from the car behind. Hopefully it's all fine energy-wise. I think it should. And we have finished the race in 11th position. And let's check out the race analyze to see what really happened. And we qualified in a 16th position with 45 CT. We can even use some more, but we weren't at 100% energy. We had a little bit left, so lovely. And yes, I think the strategy worked really nicely to gain a couple of places. Pit stops time pretty okay, and in the end finished in 11th. I think it worked, so I think that should be fine, and let's get going to the next one. And we have a testing update. After the race, we can see that we have received some power points from the first test session we did. We have now 18 power. I believe we had like 7. Yes, lovely. We got a plus 11 in power, so that is really helpful. It is basically an entire car level of power that we have gained. We gained this much because I had this little, so it's a nice gain. And before we go racing again, a quick weather update for the upcoming race at Mexico City. It's slightly too hot for my tires, so it might be a good opportunity to reduce some risk and get back to 100% energy for the driver. Race 6 of the season at Mexico City, qualified in 11th position, and we are racing, and we have lost 3 positions at the start, as we haven't that much CT this race to try and conserve some energy. Because I'm not quite sure we are able to get any points or do anything with the strategy this race. So let's save it and hope for some colder or some rain for the next race. Yes, so we can't really follow the car ahead, but we are that much slower. Yes, and we are keeping our position for the time being, and the pit stop window is coming up shortly. And hopefully everyone is doing a 2-stop. Yes. And we are into the pits, yes, lovely, and we are back out in, where are we, 31st position, and it looks like not everyone is doing a 2-stop strategy this time. It looks like a lot are doing a 1-stop, so that might be difficult to regain those positions. Yes, we are now gaining some positions as cars are doing their pit stop. So yes, so definitely there is a spread in strategy, as is this on the colder side, but not too hot to go for the standard 1-stop. Yes, so not quite sure that what this race will be at the end of the race, but it looks like we are now running in a 17-16 position or something like that before the pit stop. But it's almost pit stop time yet again, and here we are into the pits and back out on track in 24th, so at least we have cleared a couple of cars. And now it's all about having no driver mistake and going as fast as possible and see where we end the race. Yes, the points are impossible, but wasn't the aim at the target for today. Just doing a race at saving some energy. And yes, we have a driver mistake. Lost a couple of positions, but I think we will get a couple of them back. Yes, lovely. Already back up into 24th after the driver mistake. So yes, should be fine. We are pretty happy with this as a final result. And of course, let's check out the race analyze for Mexico City. So qualified in 11th, so pretty nicely. Only 25 CT with the aim to save some energy. So we have some more for the upcoming races. And a very nice pit stop, and in the end finishing in the 24th position, nearly the fastest pit stop of the entire group, and we made some money. And if we check out the cup competition, we can see that we have lost our first match, and that it will be very hard to survive round 2 of the cup competition. So let's see what happens. Race 7 of the season, qualified in 25th position, but we have lost a few positions at the start. Also, we don't have any risk today. It is simply too hot for the tires and to do something, so we are saving the car and driver energy to hopefully get a better race weather. So let's check out the end of the race, and in the end we finished the race at 36th position. And of course we are also checking the race analyze. Yes, for race 7, qualified 25th, didn't use any risk. The driver gained quite some stats, pretty much full energy now, and the race strategy didn't work and finished in 36th position most likely, and made some money. And with that result we can take a look at the cup competition and see that we are currently knocked out in round 2 of the cup with 2 bad results in a row. Yes, that was to be expected, to be honest. In the background I have continued doing some test sessions, and we have gained some testing points. In the meantime we gained +6 on acceleration, and after this race a +11 on handling, which now makes my testing points look like this, so nicely, and there should be coming more in the near future, and we should be increasing our car level slowly. And before we go racing yet again, it's time for a weather update for the upcoming race, and it's on the cold side, which most likely means extra stuff for everybody. There's a small possibility of rain, but hopefully it doesn't happen, and if it happens it's in our favor. Today's video is sponsored by... Oh wait, I don't have any sponsors. Subscribe now. Race 8 of the season here at Laguna Seca, qualified in 15th position, and today it should be the first real opportunity to score some points. Yes, so we started 15th, and hopefully we can gain a couple positions at the start, as that would be really nice, and that would really help us. Yes, lovely, we gained a position into 14th, and another one into 13th position. Yes, lovely, and we close the gap to the cars in front. Can we get some more? A few more corners to go on the first lap of the race. It doesn't seem like we can. No, we will be finishing lap 1 in 13th position. So we have gained a couple of positions at the opening lap. This is nice to see, and hopefully we can gain some more and possibly clear the traffic from the cars ahead. I'm not quite sure if it's possible, but we'll see. We should have the opportunity to score points, as it's simply just cold enough, so we can use the durability of our Avonn Tyres with using the extra soft. We can do a 2-stop with quite a lot of risk, whilst the Danos and the Yokohamas can't really do that. They need to compromise or have a lot of bad tires. So hopefully we can go a little bit longer at the pit stop, a couple of laps, and take a small advantage that way, and possibly clear some cars at about pit stop time. And yes, and they should be coming in very soon. Yes, we are gaining a couple of positions, and yes, pit stops are happening, and we are coming in as well. Yes, lovely, back out on track in 17th position after the stop, which becomes 15th, which becomes 14th. Yes, I don't think we have really gained anything just yet. I think the biggest improvement in positions can come quite later, but we are still close to a points paying position, so anything is still possible. Yes, lovely, we gained 2 positions and we gained another 2, lovely. And now we are in 9th, which becomes 8th at the moment, and yes, lovely. Hopefully it's just one single car ahead. Hopefully we can close the gap and get him on the pit stop and get into a 7th position. Yes, I don't think we have really any pressure from behind. Yes, the gap is about a second. I think we are safe from the driver mistake, and pit stops are happening yet again. We are gaining a few positions, and into the pits we come, and back out in track in 8th position. Lovely. We cleared the car that was previously ahead by quite a big margin, and we are now into the points, and let's see what else is possible. Yes. Oh, another position, someone pitted, most likely at restop, and we are now in 7th, but there aren't any cars close in front or behind. So basically the race is over unless anything crazy happens. We will be finishing in a 7th position, so that should be the first points of the season. Yes, lovely. A few more laps to go, and we have finished the race in 7th position. And it's time to check out the race analyze for race 8 of the season here at Laguna Seca, qualified in 15th position with 55 CT. Still some energy left over, quite a lot, so you could have used a little bit more, but the tires couldn't really do that much more. And we had a very nice pit stop at the second pit stop that made us jump at least one car, possibly. And in the end, finished 7th, picked up 2 points. Some overtaking attempts were made, and we blocked quite a lot of them, so that was lovely to see as well, and we have managed to score some points. Race 9 of the season here at Zandvoort, qualified in a 10th position, but that's most likely due to the fact that I am doing a 2-stop, whilst everyone else is most likely doing a 1-stop. So yes, it's technically it's too hot for my tires, so didn't fancy pushing at all. So trying to save some energy, and we are running in low risk, but apparently we are keeping the position for now. So that is at least nice to see at the moment. Yes, we even got a place back, lovely. And yes, of course, we don't really expect any kind of result today. Most likely we are blocking some cars behind and making them lose some time. So yes, pit stop is coming up shortly, and here we are into the pits for our first pit stop of 2, and we are back on track, but we had a driver mistake, unfortunately, so we lost some time, and most likely that made us not clear those 2 cars that are currently now in front that haven't pitted just yet, so we need to try and clear them, and most likely we have lost a little bit of time as well. So yes, so that could have affected a couple of track positions in the end, but I think overall it won't really matter today, as we aren't gunning for any points at all. So far we are at 13th position, but remember we need to do one more pit stop. Yes, and no, not yet. We are now into the pits for the second pit stop and back out on track in 27th position, which becomes 26th because the car is broken. So yes. So points aren't even close, and we are maybe looking to gain a position. Yes, lovely. And hopefully we can keep it. A few more laps to go. And yes. Oh, the car has broken down, so that was a possibility. We have some worn parts on the car, but it looks like we finish in 27th position and didn't lose too much. And let's check the race analyze as well. So we have qualified in a 10th position, used 20 CT, and of course we saved some energy. We did the silly two-stop strategy that didn't work. We had a driving mistake that was unfortunate. Yes, and then the car broke, the rear wing broke down. And if you take a look at the car condition, we can see that the rear wing has finished at very high, but it was already a worn part, so no problem. Before we go racing for race 10, let's check out our car level. Currently we have the 6th best car level, and we need to do some updates still. We have a handling car that is really nicely set up for the upcoming race, and we need to upgrade a couple of parts that should hopefully improve our car a little bit more and make it a little bit faster. Of course we are spending money, but we are also racing and going flat out, so lovely. And the weather update for the upcoming race, and we can see that it's dry, not too hot, and our car is really matched for this track with the handling, so hopefully something can happen and maybe some points can be on the cars. We'll see what happens. Race 10 of the season, and this time we have qualified in a 6th position. We didn't gain any positions at the start, but this time we are pushing and we are most likely trying to keep the position, or at least some kind of small points or big points, why not? Yes, so far so good. It seems like we are doing our own pace. We aren't blocked too much, and there is a gap opening up behind, so that is lovely. So we are doing 2 stops. There might be some cars that are doing a 1 stop, not quite sure, so we will need to see what happens in the end. I believe the car shouldn't break down this race, so that should be fine. So far, yes, lovely, we gained the position, and it's almost pit stop time. And no, one more lap, and into the pits we are, and back out, and yes, we might have gained the position to one of the cars that was ahead, but we might have lost one as well. So yes, so currently we are now back on track in 8th position, and it looks like points are definitely doable today. Yes, how much isn't sure yet. It's looking like it will be on the small side, so that should be fine. And yes, pit stops are happening, so definitely some cars that are doing a 1 stop. So we are now currently up into 5th position, but technically we are like 8th or 7th or something like that. So we'll see what happens where we come out after the second pit stop. Yes, it looks like we are slightly faster and can't get past, but they stop and we will stop a couple of laps later. And here we are into the pits and back on track in 7th. We didn't gain any positions in the pit stop, so that is sadly not nice to see. But 7th should be pretty safe, so let's see if we can get past. And of course we are still going flat out. Yes, another 2 points would be really nice. That would bring the total to 4 points. Yeah, about 15 laps to go or something like that, or 10. And can we get... No, still can't get past. Looks like we are only getting 6th or 7th and not much more. And yes. Oh, we are losing time. Yes, we ran out of energy. Damn it. Yes, too high. Oh, maybe a 6 was possible. Damn it. And of course, let's check out the race analyze, as we have some things to check out. We started the race in 6th position, used 60 CT, and sadly ran out of energy. We did a triple boost, but it didn't have any real effect. At least we didn't see it on track. And yeah, some pit stops, and in the end finished 7th because energy ran out. 6th should have been possible with a little bit of luck and some boosting. Let's begin this episode with taking a look at the season standings so far. After 10 races, we have scored 4 points and we are 15th in the standings with 4 points. So when the conditions are right, we can score points, and hopefully that should be enough to retain this season already. But when the conditions are correct and useful for us, we should try and get some more if possible. And before we go racing, I also have an update about the driver training. So far, I have been doing fitness training for some stamina, but I don't want to go below 60 kg in weight. So I have switched some trainings up to the ninja class to get some aggression, and I will be doing that for today yet again. And the bonus point for it is that we also get a little bit of concentration. But of course, I will go back to fitness training as we will finish the season at 60 kg. Race 11 qualified in 13th position, but soon it will be raining after a couple of laps, and I decided to start on dry tires, whilst others might not have chosen to do so. And also I'm not pushing that hard because it isn't raining for too long. And into the pits we come after waiting a lap, and we have a nice decent pit stop and no driver mistakes, so lovely. And we should be gaining some positions as we have a setup that should work in the rain, and a driver that knows how to drive in the rain with tires that are basically the best in the group. So yes, we are gaining positions left, right and center, currently up into 11th position, but that won't last. Also the CT isn't that high. Yes, we have a nice pace and we can do our own pace, and it's dry again. So again, waiting one lap and then doing the pit stop and coming in 6th position, and after the pit stop we are in 12th position, but we are unlucky and get a driver mistake, so we drop a couple of positions. And yeah, slowly we will be losing some positions because we don't have the CT for this track, and overtaking is quite easy and simply don't have the speed, so we will see where we end up. Yes, the strategy is now based on reaching the finish without doing a pit stop. So let's see if that's possible. And yes, any kind of result isn't possible. Just simply too hot. Didn't bother pushing at all. Didn't think anything like points was possible. So we did a chill race, hoping for next race to be more suitable for our tires. And yes. Currently we are in a 15th position, but the fuel didn't last. We didn't have just quite enough, so we come back out in 26th position and we finish in 25th. And of course it's time to check out the race analyze. Quite a lot of interesting things happened. So we started 13th on hard tires with 10 CT. We saved plenty of energy for the future. It rained, we gained some positions and lost them. The strategy didn't really work out as we needed a long pit stop near the end, so we could have finished like 15th or 16th or something like that, but points were on the table and we had one very big pit stop time. Race 12 of the season, qualified in 17th position this time, and at the start we gained 4 positions into 13th position. And yes, sadly today we aren't going flat out, as I don't think points are really an option today, so we are doing a limited CT to get hopefully a top 20 position or very close to it. And so far we are holding up a couple of cars. We'll see what's possible. And we'll see what happens. We really don't know. We are currently between 14th or 18th, depending on driver mistake, yes or no. And so far waiting for the pit stop. I think everyone is doing 2 stops today. Yes, we are losing some positions because our tires are dead. And yes, one more lap and into the pits we come. And out of the pits in, where are we? 26th position, which becomes 25th, so yes, not quite sure what that means. Maybe some cars haven't pitted just yet and might do a one stop. Where are we? Oh, we had a driver mistake. We lost a couple of places, so that is never good. But in the end, it doesn't really matter in the overall picture where we finish, I think, as we will make some money without spending too much. And yes, second pit stop is coming up shortly in a couple of laps. Yes, it's looking fine so far. There's no traffic ahead and no pressure from behind. Cars are making their pit stop, so we will be coming in, yes, and back out in, where are we? 24th, okay, lovely. And a couple of cars ahead and no pressure from behind. Maybe we can catch up and gain a couple of positions. Yes, it looks like we have the speed to possibly close the gap. Yes, apparently we are within a second. And yes, maybe more is possible. Oh, yes. A car ahead is smoking, so that should gain us yet another position. Yes. Next lap. Yes, lovely. 2 positions gained, so up to 22nd with a couple of laps to go. So we are finishing in 22nd today. And let's take a look at the race analyze for race 12 of the season. So qualified 17th, used 25 CT this time. So we saved plenty of energy. Yes, we ran the tires until the end. More wasn't really possible. And yes, so in the end, 22nd position, we had a nice pit stop and hopefully we gained some money. Before we go racing yet again, it's time to do a quick weather update for the upcoming race. It's 30 degrees in racing without any weather, but the car is perfectly suited for this track with the handling. So we'll see what's possible. We are going flat out, full push and full sand, so we'll see what happens. Race 13 of the season, and we qualified in 11th position and we gain a position at the start. And for this race we are pushing as hard as we can, I think. As I think it's an opportunity to score some points, so let's see what happens. It's a very long race and a lot of things can happen. A car in front just broke down, so we gained the position up into 9th. And it seems like we can't follow the car ahead, but the car behind us isn't that close either, so there shouldn't be any risk for a driver mistake, to be honest. So far everything is going okay. It just depends on the strategy in the end, if we can score a point. And yes, now we have another car behind us, and he seems to be a little bit faster. Yes. And yes, that can be quite interesting. Let's see what happens. And he had a driver mistake, and somehow we gained a position. Not quite sure how that happened, but we are currently in 8th position, so lovely. Just completed lap 32, and we have a car problem as the car is currently broken down. So I think if it's fixable, we need to come in and have an additional pit stop that wasn't planned. So I think that means that the points aren't possible. So that is a sad thing as well. Yes, we're coming into the pits to fix the problem. Yes, sadly it's a couple of laps too early. Don't think the strategy will work after this. So let's see where we end up. After an early pit stop. Hopefully it isn't too long, and just 25 seconds, and we are back out on track in 27. Apparently one of the wheels seemed to be loose and it had to be fixed, so the race is technically over as points won't be possible anymore. So we are back on track in 26th position, which becomes 25th. Obviously a lot of cars ahead need to do the first pit stop yet, so we will be gaining some positions, but technically the race is over. And it is true random where we can't do anything about it. It's just bad luck. Luckily we already have scored a couple of points this season, so I don't really think if you look at the big picture of the overall season, the couple of points, 1 or 2 possibly, that we might have missed in this race will be that important, but you never know. So yes, so currently we are up to a 14th position, but we have completely no clue where we will be finishing this race. Obviously we have hit some kind of traffic that is currently slowing us down. Yes, and we are running nearly out of fuel, so pit stop is coming in quite shortly, and it looks like that we can't reach the finish after the upcoming pit stop. So that means that another additional pit stop and points won't be close at all. So yes, maybe points weren't possible at all. So into the pits we come for a normal pit stop and back out on track in 21st. So yes, top 20 might be difficult. Currently there isn't any car closely in front or behind. So yes, basically not that much is happening. No, the car behind is closing up. But yes. Don't know when they have pitted. Yes. Yeah. Yes, currently 15 gaining positions. Cars are doing pit stops. They will see where we end up. Completely no clue. And in the end, the overall picture doesn't really matter if we can't get points. Of course, we have some bad luck, but it's better to have the bad luck in a retaining season where you most likely have retained already, and hopefully that means next season we won't have this bad luck, or we will be very unlucky. Yes, fuel is running out and we can't make it until the end, so we need to do an additional pit stop with our Avonn Tyres at the moment. Yes, we're losing positions. It should be coming in shortly. Next lap, no, another lap. Yes, into the pits we are, and let's see where we come out, and it's 23rd position, so yes, it looks like we will be finishing in 23rd position this race, not a finish and the race that I had imagined, but sometimes things happen, and we finished the race in 23rd. And of course, we are checking out the race analyzer as well. So, qualified in 11th position, had a solid points possibly, used 50 CT. Energy was almost perfect. We had a car problem. The tires seemed to be loose. It had to be fixed, so we fixed it. And in the end, we finished in the 23rd position. In the end, we made some money, and nothing else to report on us after the disappointment of the random problem. Today's video is sponsored by... Oh wait, I don't have any sponsors. Subscribe now. Race 14 of the season here at New Delhi, qualified in 21st position, and at the start we lost a position. For today's race we are doing a two-stop strategy with 25 CT risk. Not quite sure if anything is possible. Surely points won't be on the table today, and let's see what happens. Seems like there are some pit stops happening, so we are gaining a couple of positions, so up into a 18th position, and even some more, so lovely. Yes, and indeed some pit stops are happening, so we are now gaining some positions, so we are now up into an 8th position, so 7th, so it looks like the strategy could get interesting after all, and we are into the pits for our first pit stop, and back out on track in 15th. It seems like we had a decent stop. I think we jumped a couple of cars, not quite sure, but it looks like it. So yes, this race is surprisingly interesting after all. I didn't think beforehand that we had any opportunity to do something here, but apparently I was totally wrong. So now we are in a 7th position, but we still need to do our second pit stop. So yeah, definitely we are in a shout for some points. So that is of course nice to see. And nearly time for the pit stop, but tires could do a lot longer, and into the pits we go, and back out in 16th. Yes, 16th position, but of course some cars ahead still need to do their last pit stop, so we will be gaining some positions, and we will be seeing where we are, and we are in a 9th position at the moment. It looks like the points aren't happening today, unless there is a miracle. And we have a car closely behind, and there's a car into the pits, and we are in 8th position, so lovely. That is 1 point, but we still need to defend from the car behind, and a couple of laps to go. Everything is looking perfectly, so that should be another 8th position finish. Oh, damn it. We had a driver mistake on the last lap and lost the position. Damn it. Time for the race analyze of New Delhi. So we qualified in 21st position, only used 25 CT. Didn't really have the energy beforehand, so we did a little conservative, trying to save some energy. And apparently we could have scored a point, but we had a brilliant pit stop that really helped. But at the end we had a driver mistake and lost 8th position on the last lap. Race 15 of the season here at Baku, qualified in 21st, gained a position at the start. I think we are a little bit lower down, possibly due to a strategy choice that I have made, But we seem to be gaining some positions when cars are making some mistakes. So lovely. Some cars are pitting, so we are gaining even more position. Yes. Cars are pitting. We are definitely doing another strategy as my pit window is in a couple of laps. Yes. Looks like I am doing a stop less as most of the others. So that is the way that we can gain some positions in this race. So currently after the stop we are in 14th position, 13th position, 12th position. Yes, pit stops happening every time. And there isn't any real pressure behind. More pit stops happening. And we are up into a 7th position. And we have a car emerging from behind. That is clearly faster. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we can keep him behind. Yes, lovely. And time to pit and back on track in 11th. And yes. I think we have cleared. Yes, we cleared a car that is now behind us. So let's see what happens as the cars are doing their last pit stop. Yes, we are in 8th position. We are trying to get a point today. And yes. Looks like it should be possible. Just a single car behind on a couple of seconds. No traffic up ahead. As we can do our own pace, it should work out, and it didn't. Why didn't it work out? I don't know at the moment. Race analyzed, so let's see why we didn't get 8th place. So we started in 21st, used 50 CT, and we ran out of energy. So that's why we lost 8th position at the end of the race, because we were out of energy. So yet another point missed. So lovely. It's time for a quick weather update for the upcoming race. And we are at Shanghai. Practice and qualifying 1 is wet, Q2 is wet as well, and the race will be starting in the wet, most likely a 50-50 race, but don't forget we have Evans and we have a driver that knows to drive in the wet. Let's have a look at the car parts that we need for the upcoming race. We only need a new rear wing and we need to downgrade the chassis, otherwise everything else is fine. So I think we just spend it and go racing and try to see what's possible in the wet at Shanghai. And a quick driver training as well. Normally I would go for fitness training as was the original plan. But we don't have enough energy for the upcoming race and I really like to push. So for one time only this season we are doing spa resort training just to get the energy. Also qualifying a bit late, so driver training done and we have energy to go racing. Race 16 of the season, qualified in 10, starting on rain tires, and hopefully it rains quite a lot. We gained some positions, but I think some might have started on dry tires. Yes, lovely, up into a 3rd position, and up into a 2nd position, but it got dry. Damn it. So into the pits we come. So let's see what happens. Where are we on track? We are in 14th position. So I think starting on dry tires was a better choice. And yes, let's see what happens. Hopefully we have quite a lot of rain, because I am using a wet setup and not a dry setup. And using some wrists. I'm not quite sure if I can get points if it stays dry for too long, and it seems like we're gaining positions. That might be due to some pit stops, not quite sure what happens. Yes, yeah. We are currently in 10th. Yes, looks like if we get a point, it will be some small points, unless we get very lucky at the end. Yes, so we are now up to 6th, but we need to pit because the tires are dead. And we are now back on track in 16th, but there isn't any car closely in front or closely behind. More pit stops are happening and gaining positions because they pit, so not quite sure where we really are in the race for the end result. Yes, hard to say. Yes, definitely got the wrong setup. If I had a dry setup, I think the result would have been quite a lot better, because we are losing pace, clearly. And yes, can we? No, we can't make it. We don't have the tires nor the fuel to make it until the end. So we need to pit once more. And it started raining. Yes, damn it. So we need to pit yet again for some rain tires. So where are we now? We are now in a 16th position, and that's where we finish. So yes, a race that could have been, but wasn't. So let's check the race analyze for race 16 of the season. So started in 10th position with some rain tires with 55 CT, but it clearly didn't rain. Energy was fine, and not quite sure the strategy really worked, but we also got a little bit unlucky running out of tires just before the rain started yet again for the end of the race, so that lost us some positions. And if we had a better luck there, we could have got some points at least. Race 17 of the season, qualified in 26th position, and we aren't pushing as the car is heavily damaged, so we are smoking out the race. So I didn't expect anything beforehand, so it's a perfect opportunity. And we don't have the pace to follow any cars in front, nor we have any cars closely behind, so pretty much a boring race. And then on lap 14 my car broke down, so we have some kind of issue that we need to get to the finish with, and we succeeded to do that at the end of the race. We finished in 26th position for the last race of the season. And of course there is one more race analyze to look at. So we started 26th, of course 0 CT, as we expected the car to break down at any moment. And it did happen at lap 14. The race nothing special in the end, finished 26th and within the racing distance, so we got a full money reward. So now that the season is finished, so let's take a look at the final standings of this season, and we have survived the group. In the end we finished in 22nd position with 4 points, but everyone that scored a point retained because there was one negative in P3, and we scored 4 points at the end, but that could have been like 7 or 8 if everything has gone well as it should have been. And then we had a real different look in the standings, but we survived the season, we had some fun. We don't think we did make any money, but that is fine, and we have another season in Pro next time. And finish off the season with checking out the end of season stuff. Let's start with the financials. And let's see, we spent 244 million this season, with 60% being into car parts. And basically we needed to test quite heavily at the start of the season to compromise from the last season. That cost quite a bit. And then in the end we just simply prepared the driver for the upcoming season, and hopefully we are ready to be fast. We'll see what happens. So yes, so sadly we didn't make any profit this season. So let's check out what we earned. And this season we earned 226 million. Note that this is before the season reset, so there will be an additional 5 million for doing all 17 races. So, but that's still a loss of about 9 or 10 million that we needed to invest into our car that we didn't invest in the previous season. So I think overall we did quite okay. And let's check out the driver next. And let's take a look at the driver, how he is looking at the end of the season. And this is how he's looking. And this season we focused on the contract extension at the beginning. After that we did some heavily testing that we didn't do in the last season as well, so we needed to catch up a little bit. And afterwards I decided to go for the Ninja class to get some aggression on the driver for slightly better qualifying results. And think overall it worked out quite nicely, and I think we did our targets that we wanted to reach, so lovely. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon, and check out one of these videos if you haven't, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Goodbye!